I have 3 cups of warm water and 2 packets of yeast. We're gonna make some bagels. 1, 2, 3, and 4 cups of flour. Schmid of oil. And about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of salt. And let's get to mixing and make our bagel dough. And Michael has been craving bagels for a while, so I thought we'd make him some today. And every time is slightly different, as you see. It's still a little soupy, so I'll have to add some more flour. So I'll add about a half cup. Mix that in and see where we get to. If you've made dough before, you know it's a process. It's all how it looks and feels, and every measurement is going to be different almost every time. How it is for me. So great. Still too soupy. I'll add about another half cup there. Now we're up to 5 cups. 5 cups of flour. And we're getting there. Scraping down our sides. Making sure we got all that flour. Making your own bagels is a little bit, of course, more intense than buying them from a store, but so much better. Plus, for like the fraction of the price, making your own is a lot easier. Yes, it takes a little bit longer. Yes, it takes a little know-how. But you know what's in them. And that is always better to know what's in your food than not knowing what's in your food. Still too soupy. I think Madison laid out a bit more water than what she was supposed to. But that's okay. We will have more bagels. So instead of about 8, maybe we'll have 9 or 10. So there we go. We're starting to get doughy like. So when you have little hands in the kitchen, sometimes, you know, measurements turn out to be either more or less. All right, let's add a little bit more flour here. I think I'm gonna put more flour in my flour bucket. And then this, I think, should be good, and we'll just let it sit and rise and do its thing. I might put it close to the wood stove, but not too close where it'll start to cook it, but close where the warmth will help activate and rise it a little faster. All right, there we go. I'm gonna go and stick this next to the stove and we'll bring you back when we get there. All right, I let it rise for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes in there. Kind of got poofy. I took flour, put it on the counter, popped it out, rubbed a little extra flour into the bowl to get all the excess gooey dough out. I'm just gonna sit and knead this for a little bit until it gets all soft and pillowy. Gotta stretch and fold it. Stretch and fold it. I don't know, I had about maybe 1 cup on the counter here. That I'm kneading into the dough. And after we kneaded this for a few minutes and it doesn't feel like there's any more lumps in it and it doesn't really sticky, we'll put it back in our bowl and we will let it rise probably for a good half hour, 45 minutes. And then we will pound it out again and start forming our bagels. All right, and after your dough rises, it looks something kind of like so. Then go ahead and smush it down, pull it on out. There we go. Set that over there. All right. Just gonna knead this just a little bit. It is so light, fluffy, like a little pillow. All right. I'm gonna take my handy dandy little cutter here. Cut. Do-do-do. Right. And then I'm going to cut it in the balls kind of like so. That would fit kind of in your hand. And of course you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. I will make some that are slightly smaller for slightly smaller tummies. So I will ball them up. Kind of mush them, set them off, and I will continue to chop in and make all these balls, and then we'll come back and put holes in them. All right, after separating them all out, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 for adult sizes, 2, 4, 6, 8 for kid sizes. So we're just gonna take these nice balls that we separated and rolled out. You're just gonna take your thumb and your index finger, kind of smush them together, pull them apart slightly, and just kind of roll it out. Flatten it, kind of sort of mush it around until you get to the whole size that you want and the thickness that you want around it. Put it on your cookie sheet, and we're just going to let it sit there and rise for about another 25-30 minutes until they kind of like double in size. Oh look, the cuckoo clock is going off. Yay, cuckoo clock. I love my cuckoo clock. It brings back childhood memories. And we're just mushing out the holes and sitting them off to the side. Bagels are easy to make, kind of like regular bread. All right, and as you see, mush it out, mush it to the sides. Da, da, da. Place it on your cookie sheet. All right. Rinse and repeat. Now, right, so bring your water to a soft boil, kind of like so. And then take your bagels and plop them in. You're gonna want to time it for about 1 minute to a minute and a half, depending on how chewy you like them. If you like them more chewy, for a minute. If you like them a little less chewy, for a minute and a half. Mine look a bit wonky because I accidentally let them rise for an hour instead of like 30 minutes. So I had to re-poke a hole in them. So that was pretty funny. But you're just going to do a minute or a minute and a half on one side and then flip them. And then do a minute to a minute and a half on the other side. You can either set your Google or your Alexa, or just use your phone. Or one of those old-fashioned egg timers that you turn upside down. Take your pick. But as you see, they're gonna get nice and poofy. Also, if you hear noise in the background, they're restocking the deck that way with wood. So that's my oven preheating to 425 degrees for when we are ready to put these in. Yes, so, all right, I'm gonna give this a flippy-do and a flippy-do, and a flippy-do, and let it go for another minute, minute and a half, and then take them off, put them on your tray, rinse and repeat with all of your bagels, and we'll come back for the next step. This is what they look like when you are all done boiling them. So I did have one of those little brushes, but no idea where it's at the moment. So I'm gonna use my washed fingers, put some egg wash on top of these lovely bagels. I know they kind of look all pruny-like right now, but they're going to taste amazing. So, and then we're gonna put these all on like so. All right, I'm gonna give it also a good coat with everything bagel. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And if you're not there yet, you'll get there. to an everything type of bagel. My family's opinion, it is the best. And have a heavy hand when you season. It makes it all the more better. And pop them into your oven at a 425 degree oven. Yep, for about 15 minutes. What the bagel looks like when it comes out. Perfect. Amazing. Right. Let's cut this bagel open. Show you what the inside looks like. Go around the bagel. Ooh. Bagel. Ooh, you see the steam? It's still nice and warm. Hot out of the oven. Let's bring you down here somewhat. There we go. Perfect. Cream cheese. Put some cream cheese on there. Some days I feel like cream cheese. Some days I feel like just butter. Some days, if I'm feeling fancy or really want to get into it, I will take an egg. I will scramble an egg and I will put my egg on this and have like an egg bagel. Look at that, it pulls apart so lovely. And it's so soft. And still has that chewy from a bagel.